how cross-border payments is currently processed is continuing to evolve rapidly, and that's in response to a rapidly changing client expectation. So the treasurers we speak to, what are they looking for? They're looking for better control over their cross-border payments, increased transparency, and much faster speed. Now that challenge is being responded to by both the bank and fintech community. But I think that the processing is really due to change quite radically with the introduction of real-time payments and real-time treasury. There's multiple challenges being faced by treasurers at the moment, and these are largely remain unchanged. However, the importance and the urgency of addressing these has definitely increased. So firstly, I think it's being able to track and trace both incoming and outgoing payments. Being able to identify and reconcile those payments, particularly for accounts receivable, is very important. There's a challenge of cost. What is the margins that's being applied? How is that FX rate being derived? And what sort of fees can they expect along the payment chain? And lastly, it's fraud, compliance, and cybersecurity. The effect of managing these or failing to manage these on the treasurer is multiple. None of them are good. Effectively, what you're trying to achieve, what a treasurer is trying to achieve from an operational perspective, is 100% full STP, straight-through processing. So all of the challenges that I've mentioned can represent a break in that process, and that takes up time, money, resource. So that's the hurdle they need to get over. As you'll know, treasurers are expected to deliver more with less in this environment. So anything that can help them and enable them will certainly help. Digital technology is going to be a key driver, a key enabler of that. The best of these treasury policies would take into account the following. Is a currency account required? What are the currencies that are outside of the main functional currencies? So do you wish to open an account with the costs associated with opening, maintaining? There'll be audit and reconciliation, KYC on that account. You'll also be maintaining an idle balance, so what will be the impact on working capital in doing that? What are the expected payments and the frequency of payments and the volume of those payments expected against the account? And what is the size of those expected payments? So increasingly we're seeing treasurers establish a threshold and drawing a line in the sand to say anything under a certain amount becomes an operational payment. Anything over that amount will be a strategic FX payment. FX Plus Payments is designed to give full control and transparency over the FX payment cycle. It sits seamlessly within the corporate treasurer's existing workflow and can be accessed by the electronic channel of their choice. So we've specifically designed it so it can sit very neatly and complement the strategic FX management of the client, their workflow and their architecture.
Fraud is a clear concern for banks and corporates. We see an increased number of attacks, and we really want to help our clients face that threat. So what can we do? Well, there are different options and different things to do. First of all, with BNP Paribas, we have an e-banking with really strong authentication rules. So that will limit the risk of people taking your place to do a payment. Second of all, we are implementing a machine learning system that will scan your transaction to limit the risk of fraud, because it will spot the non-coherent behavior. And thirdly, we are acting as advisors, so we are there to help you and to train your people. We are, for instance, rolling out fraud awareness kits that covers the most frequent type of fraud and how you can avoid them. Compliance can be really frustrating for treasurers and banks. It used to be that we would just send email when we needed extra information, and it could take weeks to get the information and to release the payment, which was a real issue. Now, what have we done to try to improve client experience towards compliance? Well, BNP Paribas has developed, in collaboration with our clients, a platform called Inquiro. And on that platform, you centralize all the requests for compliance. So it makes it much easier because the request goes directly to the right person, and you have a kind of traceability of where the payment is. Is it, we are requesting the information, you have answered, we are analyzing your answer, is it released? So that's what we are going to do, and we see that our clients are really quite happy about that. The geopolitical environment is ever-changing and it can be difficult to keep track. However, it's not necessarily negative. We see regulators and governments wanting to make it easier by making it more faster, by making it more transparent. But also BNP Paribas is helping in that direction. How can you keep track with all those changes? Well, we've developed a currency guide, which is available online to everyone, and which mentions everything on how to do payment on more than 130 currencies. So that's really helpful when you have to do a payment towards a market you're not used to. But going further, what is the industry going to do to make it easier? Well, we see the industry moving towards the new XML standards, which are going to help the cross-border connectivity. BNP Paribas has built on the value proposition of SWIFT GPI to build more solutions for treasurers to be able to track their payments. So they will now be able to track their payment via their e-banking, but also directly via their ERP system. BNP Paribas is playing a leading role in all kind of new initiatives with SWIFT. And what kind of initiative are we speaking about here? We are speaking about request to pay, G-Instant, but also solution to make it easier on a compliance point of view. As in previous year, we have worked together with key players in the market, like PricewaterhouseCoopers, SAP, the European Association of Corporate Treasurers, to bring together the ideas of the players in the market. And once again, you can expect key insight on the treasury world. Among others, it will speak about how to deal with your FX policy, the change that instant payments and collection are going to bring to the working capital strategy, and how the fintech can help you also on the working capital spectrum.